Keep the same energy, the same energy, 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 keep the same energy, the same energy. Keep all that bullshit away from me. I don't fall away.
What's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome y'all back to Sync Music Mondays. We are music licensing in the coolest form, man. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to everyone that's tapped into the podcast on a global basis. You know, Nigeria, Canada, everywhere across the globe. We appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to the team. Shout out to Robert, JS. Shout out to Dominic, man. Yo, just big shout out to everybody, man. Yo, and we are here. And as always, we're going to start off with the word of the day. All right, so today's word of the day is simple. As your life changes, so will your circle. I'll say it again. As your life changes, so will your circle. At the end of the day, it's all about growth. It's all about leveling up. It's all about just constantly being on that trajectory to success and whatever that means for you, right? But we always have to improve upon that. And your circle will change. You know, you'll notice some people will remain, but some people will just fall off by the wayside. And that's perfectly fine. You know, like your life has to evolve. So people that are grown with you, cool. People that don't, no love lost. You just got to do what you got to do. You heard? And that is the word of the day. But today we're going to talk about something that's pretty dope because, yo, we love the subscribers. We love the viewership. We love everybody tapped into us. And we put out a short on YouTube that low-key went viral. It caught like steam. I don't know, like in 10 minutes, I think it got like 1,000 views or something like that. It was crazy. So there was, I saw in the comments that some people were like kind of going back and forth about it. So I was like, you know what, let's talk about it because that actual short that we did that low-key went viral, that ties into a bigger picture, which is the topic for this episode, which is being blackballed in music licensing, right? Because it is a thing, right? So, you know, what is being blackballed, right? Blackballed is like when you're in the industry and the gatekeepers of that industry have determined that you are problematic, right? It's like, it's kind of like dating, right? It's like once the word is out that you're a problem, like the opposite sex knows, like, you know, everybody will say, yo, leave that chick alone, right? Or vice versa. Females will be like, yo, that dude is a problem, right? Leave him alone. Same thing happens in every industry, and music licensing is no different. As a musician, if you are labeled as difficult, if you are labeled as unprofessional, if you are labeled as problematic, you will be blackballed, right? And there's no formal notification that goes out, right, to say, yo, man, you're being blackballed, man. Just figure we let you know. There's no public announcement. You will just notice that you will no longer get any opportunities because people don't want to deal with your trifling ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's call a stack, spade a spade. So why are we talking about this? Well, so let's go into the episode that spawned this. So we did an episode. We did a YouTube short, and we spoke about an artist that lost out on an easy $20,000, right? This artist lost out on $20,000 basically because of ego. That's what happened, right? So well, I'll read a comment first. I don't know who Ashley is, but shout out to Ashley, right? Ashley left this comment. So Ashley said, nah, that was a bad deal. Stems equal them having full ownership before you signed anything. Reason, I also don't give stems without signing a contract. It's a way to steal songs by having stems. The artist was smart. Then a response to Ashley was, seems like the artist had an ego problem. The artist agreed to provide the song and then played games. That's not professional. Shout out to So. He said, damn, that was goofy. Ego kills, right? Then Nation chimed in. Shout out to Nation. Nation says that wasn't really what you would consider a bad deal. Think about it. What's $20,000 to $0? Sometimes your sacrifice prepares you for a greater outcome. Not to say that you're taking a loss by accepting the money, but if your business is in order, you will not lose again. Shout out to Nation. That's a big gem. So let's break it down, right? I'm gonna give clarity, and it's interesting because it's a YouTube short. If anybody's familiar with shorts, the max time that they can be are 60 seconds. It has to be less than a minute for it to be a short, hence the term short. So, to break that down, that situation. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. So there was an artist that we ended up signing to our label, non-exclusive deal, and we had got an opportunity for a placement for $20,000, right? Now, this company that wanted the song, we've been in business with this particular company for over 10 years. We've been in business with this company. What a lot of people don't understand is that in music licensing, there are a lot of moving parts. So you might sign a deal with a music licensing company, but guess what? That company can have additional deals with other companies. Now, why do they do that? Well, it's simple. Maybe other companies have opportunities to other opportunities that the company you're signed to doesn't, right? Which happens because at the end of the day, it's like one company doesn't know everything, right? So they might have a company over in China that they have a deal with, right? They might have a company in Cali. So we had a company that we had a mutual deal with to say, hey, if y'all need some records that we have that y'all don't in your catalog, we can strike up a deal. That way everybody eats. It benefits the artist, it benefits the company, everybody eats. They said, sure. So they had this opportunity for $20,000, right? They told us what they wanted. They said, hey, listen, we just need the instrumental. We don't need any vocals on this, right? So the artist, we made it clear what it was. We already had this artist under contract, right? We already had a 10-year plus relationship with this company. So we explained everything to the artist, and the artist said, sure, no problem. Sure, no problem. We said, all right, great. All right, we good to go. Paperwork's in order. All we need is the stems because this company wants the instrumental. Why do companies want stems? Well, sometimes they want to use certain parts of a beat. Sometimes they want to use certain drops or whatever. So they want to have the ability to manipulate it how it needs to be manipulated for the point of business, right? The artist said they understood that and that they would deliver the stems and the instrumental. 2 days go by, we get nothing. Now, mind you, on music licensing, everything is time-based. So, it's like, it's not they need it today, they need it yesterday. So you got to deliver. 2 days go by. 3 days go by. No, nothing. Now, what's happening? Luckily, we have a firm relationship with this company. Like, we 10 plus years in with this company. So, they were more than accommodating, like, hey, Kay, what's going on? This isn't normally how your company operates. And I apologize. I say, listen, we're waiting on the artist. They said to their word that this is what they would do. Now, this artist is now making us look bad because we're not getting what we need that they agreed to. And we just want to get the artist the paper so everybody could eat. So on the fourth day, the artist sends an email, but then the artist does not send the instrumental or the stems. The artist decides that they're going to just send the instrumental with their ad-libs on it. Just think about that. We waited 4 days after you said that you were going to provide something and you don't provide it. Instead, you provide what you want to provide. You provide an instrumental with ad-libs on it. They didn't want any vocals on this track. So, remaining professional, right? I let the artist know, hey, you said that you would provide the stems. You would provide the instrumental. We're under contract. We're under a deadline. You agreed to do this. And then you turn around and you send an instrumental with vocals on it, with ad-libs. What's going on? Maybe there's a breakdown in communication. The artist pitches a fit, goes off. I want my vocals to be on this track. I want to be heard. This is like crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Listen, if I go to McDonald's, right, and I want a fish fillet, right, and I'm paying for that, if I tell you I don't want tartar sauce on my fish fillet, then don't put no tartar sauce on the damn fish fillet, right? Like this ain't your way. You got to adhere to what the customer that's paying you wants. So, my team was like, that's not what we're being paid for here. Like, they made it clear they don't want any vocals in any way, shape, or form on this track. Why are you providing a track with your vocal hype tracks on it? The artist is going off, no, I must be heard. I must be heard. I'm an artist. So needless to say, The artist fucked up that deal. The artist lost out on $20,000, didn't make no paper, and got blackballed. To be perfectly honest with you, because that's what happens in the industry when you don't follow through, when you're unprofessional. Now check it out. If the artist didn't want to do that, I would respect it if they would have let us know before they told us that they were going to provide these things, because honesty saves everyone's time. And I think this is a big gem for any musician out there, any artist, anybody that wants to get into music licensing. Listen, honesty saves everyone's time. You gotta be professional, man, because you can and will be blackballed. And that's essentially what happened. We terminated the artist contract. That company that we have a deal with it as well. They pull in millions of dollars annually. They deal with huge brands as well, whether it be Netflix, whether it be Hulu, HBO, the NBA, NHL, MLB. And that artist will never be able to work with that company either. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, at the end of the day, I tell people, be professional. Be professional. Your name is discussed in rooms before you even physically get there. So in order for you to get to a point of success, there's conversations around, hey, who is this guy? Who is this woman? What have they done? What have they accomplished? Who's worked with them? And then guess what? Phone calls are made, emails are sent. What was your experience like working with this person? They valid or they solid? They're like, all right, cool, copy, cool. Let's do what we do. So, just remain professional, and I'm glad that, that short took off the way it did, because it opened up the dialogue for discussion in this actual episode. So, just so artists know, you want to be that artist that's known as being professional. You want to be that artist that's known for delivering on time and keeping your word. Your word means everything. So, just keep that in mind. And that's pretty much the gist of this episode in a nutshell. So, once again, shout out to everybody. Subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Alerts. That way we can keep y'all in tune with what's going on. And just shout out to all of y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we appreciate y'all. Sound off in the comments, what I'm saying, what y'all thought about this episode. And yeah, that's it, man. Music licensing in the coolest form. Peace.